Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Ned over My Philippine Dreams, N to the E to the D over at MPD. Coming at you once again from Dumaguete City. It's around 5 p.m. I arrived here yesterday after a very long and debilitating bus ride from Cebu. As you can see, I arrived safely, although I am rather jet lagged. I meant to take just like an hour long nap this afternoon. It ended up being about a 3 hour sleep fest. So hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight. Now, where last we left off, I was at the airport at Seoul. It was actually Incheon. Somebody corrected me. Incheon is not Seoul. Seoul is actually borders to the east of Incheon. It's a metropolitan area or something. And I love Seoul Airport, and I miss you, Seoul Airport. And I was telling you how I had forgotten, for the first time since coming to the Philippines, how I had forgotten to have an onward ticket. Now, the purpose of these onward tickets is basically to cut down on illegal immigration, to make sure people aren't coming in and don't have the financial means to get out of the country, because the Philippines tends to attract its fair share of interesting deadbeats sometimes. And there's other countries that also have onward ticket requirements. The United States is one. And again, it's to cut down on illegal immigration. Also in the Philippines, they get a lot of people coming in that are planning on working illegally. And sometimes they just want to make sure people aren't going to be working illegally, getting involved in the sex trade, or being so broke that they can't get out. So they require proof that you're going to leave the country at some point. Now, the strange thing is, you can stay in the Philippines for up to 3 years before you have to leave and reset your visa. It used to be 2 years, now it's 3 years. And when you're making an airplane reservation, it's only usually good for about a year. So that's kind of strange. It's a little weird juxtaposition they have, so it doesn't make much sense. Actually, in my humble opinion, the idea of an onward ticket and the requirement of buying throwaway tickets or reserving a first class ticket or doing something like that, that's what I usually do. I usually buy like a first class ticket to Singapore and cancel it soon after I get back and get a full refund. Because usually if you're buying first class on a decent credit card, you can get your money back. So that's what I do. Michelle and her brother are just coming back from shopping at Hypermart. So the requirement, in my humble opinion, of these onward tickets and the requirement of getting these throwaway tickets is pretty silly. I can understand the reasoning behind it, but it doesn't make much sense, especially when you take into consideration that you can stay here for up to 3 years before you have to leave to reset your visa. And I can only imagine the number of first-time travelers to the Philippines or Thailand or the United States or any other place that requires an onward ticket. They don't know about it. They get to the airport, and then at the very last moment, the airline tells them, oh, sir, we can't let you board this flight. You're going to have an onward ticket. Then they got to rush off somewhere and get an emergency onward ticket, sometimes costing hundreds of dollars more to get that ticket just to prove that you're going to leave at some point. So, like I said, when I was at JFK and the airline called me up to the desk and they asked for my onward ticket and I didn't have it, and they asked me when I was leaving and I told them July 31st or something like that. I almost said July 32nd. That'd have been a dead giveaway. I got lucky. Then when I got to Seoul, I had decent internet and I had a little bit of time, and I didn't have time to book a full throwaway ticket because I only had my phone. I didn't have a laptop or anything. So what I did was I just rented one. I got one of this. There's all kinds of companies now that will rent you. It's an actual ticket. It's a real ticket. You can print it out. You can have it on your phone. It's not a bogus ticket. And speaking of bogus tickets, you can actually, there's a website where you can create your own phony itinerary and basically create your own phony throwaway ticket. Now, if you're showing the airline that phony ticket, that's one thing. But if you show that phony ticket to an immigration officer, you could find yourself in a world of hurt, because that's basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Illegal. Yeah, and you don't want to be locked up abroad. So I was able to get a throwaway ticket. It took about a half hour to process. I believe it was $8 or $10. It wasn't Fly Onward. It was a different company. I think it was $8, and it was good for 24 hours. And it's a good thing I got it, because when I landed in Cebu about 5 hours later, the immigration officer actually asked for it. And the reason I think she actually asked the guy behind me, who was a subscriber and has been in the Philippines for quite a while himself, because she went through my whole passport. And there's lots of, visa extensions and stuff for the Philippines. And I think she got kind of suspicious based on that, and probably based on my appearance. I was looking kind of destitute because I was like wearing this old traveling ensemble that I wear, where I kind of basically look like a bum on a plane. So I think that's one of the reasons, and the fact that I had been so many times in the Philippines for so long that they asked for the onward ticket. But I had it. It worked out. I'm back in Dumaguete now. It was a long flight. It was like 33 hours of travel time, and then another, I think it was 7 hours on the bus, because the bus kind of was slow and got stuck in traffic. But I'm back here. I'm trying to recuperate. But I just wanted to do a follow-up. Yes, you need an onward ticket. Yes, you need a throwaway ticket when you're coming to the Philippines. There's a few ways to do that. If you're coming on a round trip, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're coming on a one-way ticket, you have to have that throwaway. There's a few ways to get it. Actually, somebody commented and they said, Ned, why are you talking about this? Because they're going to shut it down. There is no way for them to shut it down. These are actual, real tickets. These are purchased tickets. They're in the person's name, in case, and it was in my name. The only thing is after 24 hours or 48 hours, they cancel them. Or if you don't even want to go the rental route, you can just purchase a ticket that allows you to cancel it for a full refund. A lot of times you got to buy first class. That's what I usually do. I buy first class to Singapore, and then I cancel it because I don't want to spend even the 50, 60, $40 or whatever it is to do a throwaway ticket to KL or somewhere like that. So that's the latest update. I'm going to go out to eat with the family now, and later on I'm going to try to get some sleep and get back into whatever time zone this is now. This is Ned over My Philippine Dreams. Take care, y'all. Make sure you got your throwaway tickets.